dear. Panic over. First and foremost, apologies for being late. Yeah, it's been a bit fraught, a bit hectic this morning, but here we are. Anyway, so lots going on, and I thought I'd do my usual, go for a stroll, show you another development that's on the edge of our village. So let me spin you around, get a couple of bits sorted out because I'm, as usual, way off the pace. But here we are. Anyway, so this is a new development under construction on the edge of our village. This one finished already and living in. That's not part of the development. That's probably an existing, and then the development is being built around it, as you see. So this is a local developer that's built lots of houses around our village. And as I said before, a good thing about buying from a developer is roads, infrastructure and everything's all going to be done. You know, you can have a tarmac road, etc, etc. But also it gives you a lot of choice. You can modify your house any which way you want. You can pick whatever house you want from the catalogue, if you like. So it does give you a lot of choice. Does everybody exercise that choice? No, of course not. Some people are quite content. Look at that for a log cabin. Ooh, lovely. But anyway, I am almost every day realising that I shouldn't be calling our village a village, because it seems to be a long way off of my idea of a village. It's so much bigger than we thought. Look at this. I mean, we didn't know this existed until today. So we'll get round it. We'll have a look. And then we'll probably end up in the old town, depending on how long I'm on for the stream. Said to the wife, I'd probably be 40 minutes, and she laughed. You say that every time. But as you can see, brand new development. Some houses still for sale, some finished and being lived in, some still under construction. That's nice. Now, with the gas, you can see that all the gas infrastructure is done, but it's not plumbed to the house. And that's an individual choice. Not everybody will bother, believe it or not. But when they do, what the gas company tends to do is try and get all of them done at one time. So they'll just come here for a day or two and connect every house. So that one is ready for connection. So the meter's been installed, pipes run, etc, etc. But because these are new, these aren't plumbed yet. They will be. Look at that. There's a bit of character. And again, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. It's one of the things I love about Russia. Just every house is different, you know. Even on an estate like this, which is, you know, from one developer, there's existing houses, and they're obviously just building in the spare land around them. So you've got lots and lots of new houses next to houses that have been here for a number of years. And it's just nice to see variety. Now, can we actually go down there? Might be able to. Oh, it's staggering how big this village is. I think if you watch from the UK, your idea of a village, yeah, it's not the same here. Look at that. completely different. Who have we got in the chat? NMC, good day. Nice weather there, Chris. Yeah, it sure is. Blue skies, isn't it, wife? It's nice. Where should we go? Down this way? And then we'll come back round here. Well, I haven't know. This is all new. It's all new and under construction. Oh, there's a chicken. Fresh eggs. Or Sunday lunch, depending on how much you like chickens. So hopefully the signal's all right up here. This being right on the edge of I'm going to call it town now, right on the edge of the town, and we've got the hills just around, sort of sitting in, not a valley, but we're just sitting in the bottom part of the hills. So hopefully the signal's all right. Hopefully you guys are receiving me loud and clear. That's what you call the shed. Look at that. Monster. Oh, little doggy. Unhappy about my footsteps disturbing the peace. Dear oh dear. Yeah, I'm just a little staggered as to how big this is around this area. We certainly weren't expecting this. Dear, where do we go? What do you think, honey? Down and up or along this way? Let's go along this way. Yeah, I know, it's just it's where it's, yeah, calling it a development, it looks like it's another little village bolted on the side. It's not, but it sure looks like that. Yeah, it's nice. Right, well, let's head this way. According to the phone, I've got signal, but the view count is dropping, so I'm either extremely boring or nobody can see the stream. If you can see the stream, just put something in the comments. Thumbs up or something or other. Otherwise we might have to relocate. It buffers here and there, mate. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's... I'll persevere because it is a new area and I do want to have a look. To be honest, I want to have a look for myself as well. We're actually thinking of moving. Yes, I know. How mad is that? Just spent 3 years going through the process of building, I won't say our dream home, but certainly a home that we wanted. Oh, it's windy up here as well. Okay, I'm going to go fishing for microphones now, so bear with, put up with the wind just for a minute. Very unprofessional, I know, but there's been no wind, and then as I get up here, there's wind. Can you open that for me, Colin? Right. Those days, people, I'm really sorry. Right, can you hear me? Am I coming through? Yes, oh, thank God. Moving already. Yeah, I know. Absolutely mental. I can't even tell you that we've got a particularly good reason for it, other than, and it's not boredom, it's shall I admit it? Yeah, I'm getting old. I don't like going upstairs. I want to be on one level. So does the wife. Some of you might ask, why didn't you build a bloody house on one level in the first place? It's a bone of contention, that one. I was adamant we had to build a house on one level, but the wife wouldn't have it. She's going to stab me. Yeah, so you know how that goes, don't you? So the wife said, let's build a house on one level. And I was like, no. If we're going to put the money in the ground, we might as well build it on 2 levels like that. But no, she was right. It's lovely up here. What a lovely view. Lovely view.
Even better than we have.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels right. Yeah, it is kind of that thing. Yeah, it's just yeah, we've got to be in our bonnet now. So, and we've seen a few properties that we really like. So this is obviously waiting to be dug up and developed. This is part of the development. Hence, it's a dumping ground, standard building site. Always a dumping ground. This will all be a tarmac road. And like I say, you can see that the gas has been run to the houses, but not actually plumbed directly to the house. So it's run to the territory, not to the house. So it's a work in progress. But I am really shocked. We did not know this was here. I thought there were half a dozen houses up here, and there's probably 200. So, real shock. Got to scratch that itch now. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's the trouble. Once you start thinking along those lines, you kind of have already made the jump, haven't you? And equally, once you start deciding or thinking that you want to move, any money that you want to spend on your house just stops, doesn't it? There's lots of things we want to do around our house. You know, and I've said to the wife, if we do stay, we'll do this, you know, we'll build an enclosure for the swimming pool so it can be used in the winter and the summer. But now we're kind of thinking, well, not a lot of point if we're going to move. But here we are. It's another build. But or rather, it's another building estate here that you guys can see. And again, the purpose really of showing you this is just to show you the variety. That it is a modern country, and you have got all sorts of options. You can buy a rundown shack if you want to, but you can buy things like that. All that one. Super quiet around here. Really nice. There's the chickens again. Even they're quiet. First muted chickens I've seen. Not even a cluck. Oh, spoke too soon. Shh, shush now. Yes, you're right there, Secretaries. All efforts going to the next project. Well, we've had a look at a property not a million miles away from here. It's on 1,000 square metres of land. and it's well established. It's been really nicely landscaped. The gardens are really nice. I think our only concern is how much time we will spend in the garden. But if that's our biggest concern, I don't really see that as a big concern. And it's only a bit bigger than the land that we've now got at our house. We've got 900 square metres and this one's just over 1,000, so it's not a great deal bigger, he says easily. But there's lots of potential and it looks like a really nice area. Not that ours isn't, but it being a single story house already. Yeah, nice orchards in the back garden and veg patches and all sorts as well. So, pension news channel reconnecting. It's a terrible signal here. So we won't go any further up this way. No signal up here. Oh. So we might have to relocate somewhere else so I can go on a wander. Ish. It's buffering apparently. So, new meets old, old meets new. Well, that has been there a long time. Love to use the cliche, don't we? Soviet era. Well, it definitely is. I'd almost say Stone Age period. But look at the way it's built. That's been there a long time. And it's not really something you'd see in the West. We're all too worried about how things look. So what I've just shown you is new houses, new developments. This is an existing house, and this is what you find in a village. You'll find a few houses dotted about with lots of land around them, and then a developer comes along and builds on that land. So again, that one's been here a while. It's got what I call snow stairs. If you look, stairs up the side of the house. I'm sure that's not the reason for it, but it's a big thing in Germany. You'll find a doorway a third of the way up the house in the side of the house with a set of stairs. When my dad lived in Germany, his house was like that. And I asked why, and he said because that's how much snow they get. And I was there in June one year, and they must have had 10 foot of snow piled up against the side of the house. So I understood the doorway at that point. Obviously all of this is going to be developed, and again up the end, and these are all new as well. So lots being built here, and this is just one area in our village. So lots of stuff in the news at the moment about the Russian economy tanking and the ruble is dead and all of that kind of rubbish. What do you think? Do you think the ruble's dead? Does it look like the economy is struggling? What's the first thing that gets hit in a bad economy? Housing market. Well, from what I can see, it seems to be booming. Because they're all built and inhabited. So this would have been like phase one of the development. And then behind, again, inhabited. I do like that. but I probably like it to look at because it's a little bit quaint, isn't it? A bit fairy tale. Not sure I want to live in it. We watch a programme on Russian TV. Can't remember what it's called, and if I could remember, I wouldn't be able to pronounce it, so it doesn't really matter. And basically, they it's like not grand designs, home makeover. It's that kind of thing. Nice swimming pool in the back garden there. Yeah, home makeover, and it's a standing joke because 99% of the time they go to a log cabin or a dacha, and it's wood. And the first thing I say is, "Oh, look, honey, wood." Everything being made out of wood. The dacha dacha era. Some nice stuff up there. Wow. Really nice setting though, this. Right on the edge of the village. This is as far as it will go now because there's been a I don't know what you call it, a law passed. It's not a law, but a ruling. This village will not expand anymore. So there is no more building permission being granted external to the village, as I understand it. So I think you can still develop inside the village boundaries, but the village will not get any bigger, which is nice. Means it's not going to turn into a city. It's certainly a lot bigger than I was expecting. Chickens. Where does it go? Right, will these properties be inhabited by locals or people from other regions? Connections ropey. So simple answer is it's a bit of both. It will be locals, and some will be holiday homes. Renting out isn't a thing, so none of these properties are going to be bought to then rent out to somebody. That might be somebody's short-term goal while they might be working in Siberia, for example, and want to move down here. They buy a house and they rent it out until they retire, but nobody's going to actually buy one of these properties to rent out as a business idea or a way of generating income. And the reason for that is rental prices just do not make sense in comparison to how much you can charge for the house. So it take you 30 or 40 years to recoup your money, so it's just not a viable option. But it is nice here, honey. Well, it will be nice. What do you think? That way? Yeah? Right. Yeah, so as I said, it will be a bit of both. It will be people looking to retire maybe and buy the house early, and that's quite a common thing for people that work in the north. In Siberia, for example, in the gas and the oil industry where the money is very good, and then they look to retire down south. And like I say, look at this. You have this building that's been there, well, quite a while, and will probably stay like that. Will it ever get finished, as we would call finished? Don't know, maybe. But it looks like it's been like that for a while. And then you've got this brand new one next door. Little cute 1 bedroom. So, I don't know if you saw the video that I posted yesterday about the car. Anybody got any ideas of why and what we're getting next? Well, kind of hinted to the why in the video. The whys are stupid. Wanting 7 seats and want to drive off-road. So that's why I want to sell the car. Yeah, I know, it's dumb. But we're looking to get another car. That's got a bee in my bonnet about doing that. There's lots of land and stuff available up here. Like this. This is obviously derelict land. You've got a fallen down shack. And quite a big piece of land by the looks of it. It goes back quite a long way. So you can buy that. Build what you want there. And you've got lovely views to the hills and the vineyards. There's a vineyard on that hill. So, have we improved the connection now we've walked down here? Do you read English? Fat wet cat. Do I read English? I hope so. I'd have really struggled in the UK all my life if I didn't. But thanks. So, connection, any good? Better? Hopefully now I've come away from the hills it should be better. Another piece of land. Again, this is what I've said many times before. You find that Russia's very eclectic. You've got new, in-between shacks, you know, falling down properties. But as I've also said, the reason for these old properties is can be, you know, very elderly couple that's where they've always lived. It can be that they can't find the owner of the land. There's lots of reasons why they can be like that. But ultimately, it will all change. And gradually, these places will get built on. So this is quite a big bit of land, darling.
View on the vineyard.
Yeah. Lovely. And it's nice and high. Well, if this is a main road, I'll take it. It's not really a main road, is it? But it depends how far back the land goes. But that would be a nice place for a house, wouldn't it? Set back in there. Views to the hills. What do you think? Oh. There's an idiot. Bye-bye. Gone. Yeah. Toyota Land Cruiser, it's a good shout. I do like a Land Cruiser, but as you point out, they are expensive. So I'm actually, here's an exclusive for you, I'm actually going to buy another Haval. I'm going to buy a Haval H9. Some of you might go, oh, another Chinese car, what on earth? But have a look at one. They're kind of like love child between a G-Wagon and a Land Rover Defender. It's probably the best way to describe one if you haven't seen one. But 7 seats, really good four-wheel drive system, lots of toys, heated seats, cooled seats, massage, all of the stuff, all the bits that, you know, you like. But about a quarter of the price of a Land Cruiser. Now, the Chinese car haters amongst you will be going, well, of course, because, and I'll agree, is it built as well as a Land Cruiser? Probably not. But it ain't a quarter of the price different, I'll tell you that. So, value for money, you can't beat it. It comes with 7 years warranty. So, yeah, I've looked around, I've looked at Land Cruisers, I've even contemplated bringing a car from the UK. It's contrary to popular belief, you can do that. But I can't get away from the fact that the Haval for between 4 and 5 million rubles for a brand new one is really good value. Really good value. I can't find really anything that compares for that kind of money. Yeah, I couldn't spend double by a 1-year-old or 2-year-old Land Cruiser, but I'm not going to get double the car, and it will be used. So yeah, so that's what we're going to get. So that'll be another video when we go there. Look around, show you the car, maybe do a test drive, or maybe I'll do what I normally do. Yeah, that'll do. Part with the money and drive it home. So you're seeing new stuff today, and so am I, because we haven't seen any of this before. Like I say, we haven't been up this side of the village. This is all new to us. Right, I'm going to go down here. Might be a short walk, we might turn around and come back, but let's have a look. Right. Yeah. Pension news, as long as it's not electric or hybrid. No, you can get a hybrid version of the H9, but it isn't for me. I do not want a hybrid. No, not down there, honey, that's just trees. We'll keep to the main road, I think. Divert off in a while. What a lovely day. So we're heading towards where we're going to go and look at a house soon. Not sure we can actually get to it today, because it's got a very long drive and the gates are closed at the end of the drive, so we won't actually be able to go in and see it. We've got to wait until the agent lets us in, but we can kind of have a little nose from the outside, can't we? So much opportunity over here. If you're a builder or a developer, or you've got some money and you want to pay a builder or a developer, there's so much opportunity to buy existing rundown properties or land and build. Even though they've closed, extension to the village, there's so much opportunity within it. I mean, look at this. The size of that piece of land. It's huge. It's like 3 or 4 football pitches with some derelict properties on it. Oh, gnomes, look. The doggy's saying, I don't know who you are, stay away. Concrete fence, anyone? Prefabbed, slot it in, drop it in from the top. There you go. Paint it. JCB. Oh, I shouldn't show that, should I? Russia hasn't got anything like that, has it? Now look at this property. Just about to show you. Hey doggy, look at this. I know I'm firing into the sun a little bit, so you might not see it as well as I can, but just a wall of glass all around. It's really lovely. Really nice. And as usual, we've got a house half finished. It's probably been like that for, well, definitely Definitely 5 years and probably 20. Again, as I've said before, lots of reasons for that. Lots of reasons that houses get half built out here. They can be a long-term project for somebody. It can be that plans have changed, people have moved, died, a million and one reasons. But you can find out who owns it. And you've got a garage underneath and a basement area, and they've got a huge terrace potentially and a roof terrace. It's got a lot of potential, that building. Right, put my glasses on, I can read. Unreal reviews. What is the average price of an acre in that neighbourhood? So you're looking at a minimum of 500,000 rubles per 100 metres, or 100 metres square. A minimum plot size now is 600 square metres. So land, you're looking at 3 million for your minimum plot size. And that has doubled in 3 years. It was 250 when we bought. And there's no indication that prices are going to plump. Quite the opposite, in fact. There's so much being done around this village. New schools being built. And development everywhere. My wife's seeing what she can see through the gap, because the house we want is through the trees there. Can't really see it. And it's there. Just tucked away. It's got a nice long drive from over there up to it, so it's nice and private, nice and secluded. Little stream, but it's plenty high enough away from the stream, so you haven't got to worry. Even if the water rises, it'd have to rise about 30 feet, so it's not a consideration. But just really peaceful out here. You hear the birds tweeting, and you've got lovely views to the hills. So we're really interested in that property. Maybe I'll video it. 30k per plot. Yeah, I suppose if you want to do that, yeah. Roughly UK money. Yeah, 30 grand. Yeah, if you say 1 million rubles is roughly 10 grand, roughly. It's actually less than that at the moment because of the exchange rate, but, you know, if you aim for that, you'll always be safe. I'm not sure what the ruble is to the pound at the moment. About 120 rubles to a pound, something like that, is it? So, yes, so that's what we're planning on doing. But yes, certainly building out here, and you've lots of different options for building, lots of things to look out for. So me personally, I would always recommend going with a reputable developer. If you're going to build, if you're going to buy, there's still things you've got to check out. And a goat, why not? She's a big girl. And if you want to know sort of specifics about buying property or land or building, I recommend that you go and visit Sam's channel, Sam's Russian Adventures. And you can book a call with Sam, actually. If you go to his website, samsrussianadventures.com, you can book a telephone call with Sam for free. And Sam is an Englishman that's lived here for 20 plus years, so he used to run a real estate business and a language school. So he's very, very knowledgeable about all sorts of things. And certainly when it comes to buying property and immigration, he's a good guy to talk to. So me, yeah, not so much. I just sort of fumble around. Yeah, not bad, pretty good cost of living. Yes, I mean, if you think the property that we're going to go and look at is 150 square metres, the house. It's got a basement. And it's on 1,000 square metres, or just over 1,000 square metres, of beautiful gardens, all landscaped. Really nice, really, really nice. And it's about 16 million. So UK money, about 140 grand. Well, I don't know where you live if you live in the UK, but in my town, that would have bought you a 1-bedroom flat if you were lucky. So yeah, if you, as I always say, Western money out here, you can have a lovely life. And I kind of feel a bit guilty about saying that, because obviously the Russians are operating on a Russian economy, Russian jobs, Russian wages, and where we sort of talk about a property being 140 grand like it's nothing, because in the UK that's really basic entry level. You have to remember, in a village like this, that's still unattainable for an awful lot of the Russians that live here. So, you know, that certainly would be considered the higher end of the village at 140 grand. Staggering. Absolutely staggering. And yes, if you live here and you're working in a local shop and your husband's an engineer and you're bringing in 60 or 70,000 rubles a month, then laying out 16 million might not be in your what's the word? Don't know, brain's gone dead. Might not be your possibility, your reality. Yeah, that'll do. So we're going to wander along here and I'll show you another development. Right, same with America. Yeah, again, in America there are places where, you know, I was looking at some houses in Texas. Not that I have any intention of moving to Texas, I will point that out, but I was just looking out of curiosity, and there were some beautiful properties, you know, big 5 bedrooms, huge frontage, massive, huge drives, huge gardens, swimming pools, all of the 9 yards, for sort of $300,000. Which, you know, dream kind of house, but it's all going to be location, isn't it? It's all going to be about how much money you've got. And if it's on a housing development in the middle of nowhere with no infrastructure, well, might be right. Look at that. It's a nice modern one, isn't it? So, as you can see, lorry going in. So all of this land here is going to be a big development. And again, this is another place that we've actually looked at. And we were up on the top of the hill. I was actually live streaming from the top of that hill, actually. I remember now. But right on the edge of the village, overlooking the vineyards, over up on the hills. So really pretty, scenic place. And once all of the houses are built in there, look completely different. If you carry on this road, you actually come to National Park territory, where you can go and wander about with your doggy and Probably take your little off-road vehicle as well. 300 grand wouldn't even get you a waterfront lot where we live in Alabama. Yeah. It's all relative, isn't it, you know? Depends where you live. Depends on the value. Depends what's going along with it, what the infrastructure's like, blah blah. But big piece of land, opportunity to buy the land and build what you want on it. And we understand that the developers now, where they would sell you a piece of land, and if you wanted bigger land, they'd sell you 2 plots, but you'd have to have 2 houses because they obviously make money on the house. They now will sell you 2 bits of land and let you build 1 house. So it's another change. Things are changing out here all the time. Where should we go, honey? That way?
Anywhere.
Anywhere. Well, we know what's up there, just a load of trees. Maybe you want to walk out in the forest, but probably won't have much signal. Yeah, that'll do. Look at that. That won't be getting stuck anytime soon, will it? The wife's taking a mickey out of me because I want 4-wheel drive. I want off-road capability. I'll get what you're saying, honey. That'll definitely work, won't it?
Yeah. We will never have any wind in our house.
Never have any wind? Up there? Yeah. No, no.
Nice
It's
view, but no wind.
nice view of the hills, but sheltered by the hills as well. More like 1.3 million USD, yeah. Jason Remington, I wait on a Black Sea property. Okay, Jace. When you say Black Sea property, are you talking about on the seafront or in a seaside town like Anapa? Let me know. If anybody wants to talk about life in Russia, if you've got a load of questions and you think, well, in a live stream's not really the best place to ask them, you can join my Telegram chat and we can have a video call or audio call or voice message, text, whatever you want. Please don't do what a lot of people do, and that's send me a massive, lovely worded email with 20 questions. Because I type with 1 finger. So my response to your email will be, thanks very much for taking the time to send me a lovely email. Please join my Telegram channel so I can answer with a voice message. You'll get a much more in-depth answer for a start, and I won't wear my fingers to the bone bashing away at the keyboard. I said fingers as in plural, what I meant was finger. I hate typing. On the seaside, okay, I'm just worried about what's going to happen in the... Okay. Blimey. How do I answer that? I mean, every person's got to have their own individual opinion about that. What I can say is I feel more safe here than I do anywhere else. Not only in a day-to-day sense, but also long-term, because I can see, without getting too political and going into detail, that's not something that I personally am worried about in the slightest. But everybody's got to make their own opinions and form their own opinions about that. But as regards buying a seafront property, given your name looks quite Western, do you have Russian citizenship or are you married to a Russian? Will be my question. Because if the answer is no to both of those, you won't be able to buy a seafront property. because foreign nationals cannot buy. Look, there's the fall of the West, look, in picture form. Poor old Minnie has popped her clogs. It's quite apt, isn't it? The fall of Disney. Yes, so there's certain rules, and one rule is that foreign nationals cannot buy in border regions. So our region, Krasnodarsky Krai, I think there are 13 districts within that you cannot buy as a foreign national. So that's Sochi all the way up to Crimea. So you need to be 100 kilometres in from the coast. So if your answer was no to the two questions, Jason, then that might be something you need to consider. There's nothing to stop you coming inland 60 miles and buying, and then if you want to have a day at the beach, it's an hour's drive, but just worth considering. There are obviously exceptions to the exception, one of which is you can buy an apartment. But if you want to buy land and build a house, or you want a house, you can't do that. But you can buy an apartment. You can, I think there's something you might be able to do with a company. Set up a company and maybe purchase within that. I'm not sure, but again, Sam will probably have a better idea of that sort of thing. Or actually, there's a very good guy in my Telegram channel called Alex, who I'm sure would have the answer to that. Or Mikhail. There's a few actually in my Telegram group that might be able to answer that more in depth. So yeah, maybe you've already done your homework and you know the answers already. But yeah, what country are you living in at the moment, Jason? Right, Jason, Trump will definitely defund. Yeah, Russia will take over, I think. I don't think it's a think. I don't think it's a will. I think it's a has. Yeah, I mean, despite the Western media reporting, there isn't any doubt as to how this situation ends. There is no doubt, and there hasn't ever been, even from the beginning. Hang on, my wife's trying to talk to me.
Told about the restriction for building.
Yes.
I think Varenikovskaya is not under restriction. We need to do a video from it.
Where's Varenikovskaya?
Where is the wine factory?
Oh, okay. Is that 100 kilometres in from the land? It can't be.
I need to check, but I think it's not under restriction.
Up there, maybe? Or down there? Chickens that way. Sunshine on a rickshaw this way. Let's go up here. So, where are we? It's such an unknown, so hard to gauge. Jason, honestly, it's not. It will be if you live in the West, because the way it's been reported at the West, you know, it looks like it's touch and go and it's really close, and, you know, Russia is on the verge of collapse, their economy is tanking, their military is wiped out, you know, all of this kind of absolute rubbish. I've got to tell you, absolute rubbish. Just nonsense that's pumped out in the West every day. So, of course, Western people are thinking along those lines, thinking, oh, blimey, you know, what if? All I can say is it's just nonsense. You know, you need to do a lot of research and you'll realise just the level of utter projection that's going on. Nice choice. Anapa right now is pretty warm, but it's not a proper Russian experience. Okay, Sergey. No, I'd agree with you. Anapa is a resort town. It's a seaside resort town. That's not necessarily a Russian experience. That's a holiday town, but it is a town, like if you live in the UK, any seaside resort town. But if you want a proper Russian experience, you need to come inland. Depends what you want. I actually like living by the sea. Look at the size of the land there that they would obviously call their back garden. It's probably 2,500 square metres. New builds. Again, all the same, but all slightly different. Obviously, the builder for those properties bought that piece of land and has built them. We did go and look at a house recently that was built by an independent builder. I've got to say, the quality was bloody superb. I've got an eye for a straight line, and everything in this place, all the walls, the window frame apertures, the door frame apertures were pin straight. It was lovely. Really nice. The electrics were a work of art. Absolutely gorgeous. Into the main switchboard, into the main electric board. The way all the wires were run. Beautiful. Real care, you could tell. It was nice to see. Unreal reviews. I'll give it 90 days after Trump takes office that mess in Ukraine will cease and they'll come to some kind of agreement. I mean, the reality is there will be an agreement, but it'll be on Russia's terms, and that's what the West isn't reporting. You know, and it's all, you know, puffing out the chest and what we call talking your book, trying to give an illusion of leverage. And also with Trump, he's very much about, he has to look tough to the American people because that's his persona. And yeah, whenever he makes a statement on face value, it looks like he's being really tough and not going to take any nonsense and that kind of attitude. But when you read into it, you find that it's very, very carefully worded to go around a particular situation. Case in point, his recent crypto statement looked very tough, but was very carefully worded. So, yeah, you know, there's a lot of the West is going to do this, the West is going to do that. I tell you, here in Russia, they're just sitting there watching, going, okay, they wait for you to blow off your steam, wait for you to finish bashing your gums, and then they say, right, you finished? This is how it is. And that's how this will end. It will be like that. Will Putin make any concessions? He may do. But there won't be anything that puts Russian security at risk. I'll tell you that for nothing. There might be concessions on certain bits of territory, there might be concessions on certain industry, who knows? But there will be no concessions regarding Russian security. So you can figure that out any which way you want. But all this nonsense about 100,000 NATO troops being peacekeeping force, really? Come on. Does anybody actually think that that's a reality? Does that sound sensible? Does that sound realistic? Not going to happen. Another new one. See? New houses everywhere. That one's just been finished, look. 2 more there. So like I say, you've got to remember, this is the edge of our village. Just a small little village with construction everywhere. Anastasia, hello. Looks like a beautiful day. Sweetheart, it absolutely is. It's gorgeous. It's like a spring day. Feels like spring. Unreal reviews. Biden did nothing but add fuel to the fire of a hybrid proxy war. Yeah, I guess, true statement. It was just a huge, massive, ginormous, enormous miscalculation on the part of the West. They took kindness for weakness, as is often the way. And that's what bullies tend to do. They mistake somebody's kindness for weakness and think they can capitalise on it. Yeah. And the biggest problem is they do not understand Russia or the Russian people. And I'm not claiming to. But having lived here, I can tell you 100% this country isn't going to get overrun by anybody. Because these people are a little bit different. They're not running around in pink frillies going, oh, you've hurt my feelings. Yeah, they're not wired like that. If they hurt your feelings, it's because you're a bit of a limp lettuce, not because they've been particularly nasty.
You can.
Oh, you can?
You can.
And that's Veronikovskaya?
Да.
Oh, okay. So, next village across from us, Veronikovskaya, you can build as a foreigner. It's a foreign national, you can build there. That's not far from the sea. Nice watching from a little town called Dundee. Did I go? Yes, I've been to Dundee. Tell you where I went to Dundee. Hospital. We were racing. Where were we racing? North of there. Can't remember the name of the track. One of my riders had a big crash. And yeah, he had to go to Dundee Hospital. Apart from that, I've never been there. Hospital looked all right though. What is the largest size plot you have seen there? Well, we got sent details for a plot 2,700 square metres. But you start to, I think over 1,500 square metres, you're starting to look at an agricultural description. There's another new one there, look. That's new. That's new. That's new. Let's carry on up here. This is all, we're in new territory, people. Don't know where we are. We haven't been up here before. Anyhow. And it's not in Scotland, but South Africa. Oh. Dundee, South Africa. Sorry, I just assumed Scotland. South Africa, wow. Thanks for tuning in. Stephanie, why are you gay? Well, Stephanie, I mean, I'm tempted to leave you just for fun factor, but, you know, I mean, really? Just pathetic, isn't it? Sad little lives some people have. Why are you gay? Like that's an insult to me. Dundee, KZN. Oh, shall I try and butcher this name? KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa? Probably slaughtered that, but I had to go. Largest size plot. Like I say, I think for residential it's 1,500 square metres. There are probably exceptions. There's exceptions to everything in Russia. You just need to know what the law is. Russia is the only country who keeps the USA from global domination. Yeah, probably not wrong. Single plot, yes. NATO should mind their own business. NATO shouldn't really exist, should it? Let's be honest. Not trying to be controversial, just stating a fact. NATO is a colonialist bully. Yep. NATO is supposed to be a defensive alliance. I haven't seen them do much defending. Have you? Let me get you up a bit. I ate a ham sandwich while painting the living room. Good. Well done, Todd. Congratulations. I don't understand why Westerners think Russia is bluffing. It's because of the media. It's as simple as that. If you're surrounded by media outlets pumping out the same narrative, which is well documented in the US, they do, you know, through the beer flu, as some people call it. There was something somebody compiled where there's something like 52 different news channels that literally were reading the same script, word for word, and they were all supposed to be rival media news channels, but they were reading the same script word for word. So if that's what you're surrounded with, and that is reporting, that's a laugh, that is telling you one version. We've walked up the hill, haven't we? Oh, we can go up there. Yeah, you're getting one version. That's what you're getting. It's not news. So that's why they think Russia's bluffing, because that's the narrative they've sown. As I keep saying, according to the West, Russia is on the verge of collapse. Its army is completely depleted. The ruble is tanking. The economy's obliterated. And nobody's got any hay to feed the horse. You know, that's the kind of nonsense they'd have you believe. Dundee, in this case, is in South Africa. Yeah, got that. Gerald Kelly, watching from Ireland. Thank you for joining. Let me just spin you guys around so I can read this. Right. Had the British there in the 1800s. Leanne Lenz, watching from New Zealand. Blimey, we are global at the moment, aren't we? Hey Leanne, greetings from Ireland to New Zealand. Hi Gerard. Good, you guys talking, and I caught up with the chat, so that's perfect. Right, let's get back to the wander. Where should we go, honey? That way or this way?
This looks up.
This is up, and this is towards the vineyards more. Let's go up here.
You opposite as well?
Yes, this is the top of the territory we were looking at, where the development is.
Oh.
This is literally at the end of this road, that's where it is.
Oh. Where shall we go?
Well, I'm thinking that way, and then we can possibly walk down through the territory, through the building site maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might be able to, around the outside of it. Alex. Hi, Chris and everyone. Chris, are you going to celebrate everything this season? I mean, the English Xmas, the New Year, and the Russian Xmas too. Is going to cost you much? I think any celebration costs you what you want to spend. Lost my microphone. Yeah, any celebration will cost you what you want to spend, won't it? I suppose if you're working, then things like that, and if you're deeply religious as well, things like that, you know, are probably an occasion. But when you live a life of leisure, as do I, my wife, it's another day in the life of our free life, doing what we want. So yes, I'm sure we'll do something, but it's not going to be, you know, I remember in the UK, Christmas was something that you planned for months, because to be honest, you were looking forward to having the time off work. And that's pretty much what it was. That, and for the kids. And it is the same here. Absolutely, no different. But for us, as retirees, God, I sound old. Yeah, it's not that case really. But I'm looking forward to the lights being turned on in Anapa, and I'm looking forward to going to Krasnodar this week, because the lights there are looking spectacular. So we'll be getting a few videos, maybe even a live stream, maybe. But certainly a few videos from there, and I shall bring you Christmas, because we need to feel Christmassy, don't we? Let's go this way. We can go up and round.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go here.
Oh, we cannot even put Christmas lights.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. My wife's just having a little subtle dig at me there. I was supposed to be putting up Christmas lights today around the outside of the house. I had good intentions yesterday. Today I kind of went, I can't be arsed, it's a lovely day, I want to go out walking. It's your own fault, you've created a monster. Told me I have to go walking, so I...
And cats, not you.
Ah, the cats need to go out walking, not me. It's too late. I'm here.
I mean, we cannot put the Christmas lights up.
Oh yeah, we can't put Christmas lights up. Hello Chris, what are the plans this winter for the celebration? Oh, you've been great. Yeah, as I just said, haven't got any specific plans. We just take each day as it comes. We'll go and look at the lights. We'll probably go out for a meal somewhere. We'll do some food at home, I'm sure. We'll go around some friends' houses. We'll have some friends around to us. Probably a bit of sauna action. Maybe even a bit of swimming pool. I actually uncovered the swimming pool yesterday. It was 7.8 degrees. Brr. Bit chilly, yes, darling. Yeah. Definitely a bit chilly. So, there we go. Another new house been built. A couple up there, I think. A couple of houses been built. Yeah. I would say friendly neighbourhood dogs. Oh. Well, guess what? I won't be buying a house here. I quite like that one there. Nice house. Yeah. That is something with village life. You get doggies, you get chickens. And that's why you need to scout out your area, because if that bothers you, then you need to scout out your area. But it's a different mentality. You know, in the West, all we'd be doing is complaining about a barking dog. Whereas out here, not at all. It's I think it's the old mentality going back to the 90s of having a dog to protect your property, and it just sort of carries on a bit. And generally people don't really care. I do. I wouldn't want to listen to that every day. Not that I don't like dogs. They're great if you pull their teeth and their voice box out. Anyhow, another couple of houses built there. So you get the picture. There is building everywhere. This goes back to my earlier comment about the so-called tanking of the Russian economy. What a load of horseshit. Look at that for a view. All across the vineyards. Right the way as far as the eye can see in that direction. And all the way through there. So, where we started the video is over there. Over there, look. That's where we started. So we've gone on a bit of a mission, a bit of a walk, as is often the way. Right, let's have a catch up. Opinions on Syria and Assad now being a Russian resident. I mean, first and foremost, it's an absolute tragedy for the people that are living there. I think that's the first thing to start with anything like that, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know enough about the situation really to pass comment, but as usual, as with anything like this, there's always a particular organisation behind it from a particular country. And this one is no exception. Been trying to do it for years, and they finally succeeded. Is Assad completely free of blame? Of course he isn't. Took his foot off of the accelerator years ago and has just been cruising and coasting. loved by the people, I think, but I think got too comfortable, left the door open. And I think that's been evident by the lack of resistance from the Syrian army, to be honest. I think had that been what I would call a proper army, one that follows direction, stands their ground, digs their feet in the ground, it wouldn't have happened, but they've just conceded. And that's down to leadership, that's not down to the courage of the man, that's down to the lack of courage of the leadership, and that's a shame, you know, and that's thrown that country into turmoil and an uncertain future now, and also the region. It's going to have a knock-on effect probably with everybody, you know. Certain people, authorities, governments will be emboldened, others will be fed up, and we've just got to see how it plays out. So we're now at the top of the development where I was at the bottom of the hill. I was talking about buying a house. We're up the top here now, and this is what I would call phase one. So they've built the first part of the development here, and then this is going to be the second part. And this is, like I say, we came to look. Oh, they might have it pegged out now, honey. We can have a look at pegs. So when we came here, they didn't have any pegs in the ground to mark out the territories, so you kind of had to visualise it a bit. I'm hoping that they might have some pegs in the ground now. We're going to have a look. I like those fences, Brian. Sorry, I was too busy talking, wasn't I? Fierce ankle biters. Hi, Furby. Yeah. Oh, vicious. Terrible. Pension news. Assad was an eye surgeon in London before becoming president. Never was the best option for Syria, but doomed without him. He was a clever man, or he is a clever man, and my knowledge of Assad is very, very limited, but I understand he was quite a good man. Certainly not the dictator that the West portrays. And it's funny, isn't it? The people that now have taken over the country are classed as terrorists. They are accepted as terrorists in the US. There's, what, a $10 million bounty on the terrorist organisation leader who's now in control of the country. But now, all of a sudden, no, they're not terrorists, they're freedom fighters. One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, as they say. But that's usually when it's two different parties involved. One calls them a terrorist, one calls them a freedom fighter. Tends to smack of a little bit of hypocrisy and bollocks when the same country calls them a terrorist and a freedom fighter. Make your mind up. Oh yeah, you do make your mind up, but you just change it a lot. Once you've changed it, you're certain. But you'll change it to fit the narrative, won't you? Well, no pegs in the ground. So we were thinking of a property sort of here, building up this edge, and then having a tiered garden, swimming pool, you know, blah, blah, blah. Lovely views to the hills. And then I quite fancied buying this property behind us, right in the corner, because it's got a big piece of land. And we had all sorts of ideas. But we have ideas. How far are those hills? They look pretty close on cam. So those hills, I would say, are 3 kilometres, I would say. That big one there, probably 2 kilometres. As a guess, approximately. No trees. Yeah, all the hills are covered in them. Syrian army mass deserted. The videos of soldiers dumping their clothes and weapons and changing. Yeah. 50 years of Assad family control in Syria came to a sad end. Yeah, that's all you did there. Snow. What, the kind you might put on a table and chop up? No. Oh, you mean the cold stuff? Yeah, no. South here. South of Russia. So, on the coast of the Black Sea. So, blue skies, sunshine, sandy beaches, and housing developments at the moment, which is what we're doing today. Wandering around a few developments, showing you some new build stuff. So as I said, there's phase 1 that's been built, and then they're coming along here and then through here and up onto this hill. I think there's going to be 4 properties on top of this hill across here, and then another 2 here. So it's probably going to be 3 years, I would guess, before this is all finished. Depends how quickly they're bought. But it's lovely up here, apart from the sound of the JCB and a doggy in the distance, and he is in the distance. It is really nice here. I like looking at the hills. Eleanor 99. Oh, I did have a number plate you would have liked. You're in Russia. Yes, I am. Southern Russia, coast of the Black Sea, about 60 miles from Crimea. Furby, behave. But yeah, I mean, you know, if people are scrolling through the live section, they come across something, they don't necessarily have a chance to read the description or the title. They just click on it and think, oh, what's that? Well, there's some bloke in the field at the moment, so it could be anywhere. But yes, Southern Russia, coast of the Black Sea, just inland a bit. Anapa is our nearest town, which is over that way, about 20 kilometres roughly. So we're on the edge of our village, and we're just having a little wander, having a look around at some land that is getting developed. Some houses. No houses here yet, as you can see, but that's what we're doing. We're having a wander, we're having a chat. I'm trying to answer questions if anybody's got any. Not entirely sure we can get down this way. We probably can. I've lost a wife. Not sure that's a good thing. Ah, there she is. Keep up, wife. MK, Russia's building codes and permits must be different from the US. Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure that's true of any country, isn't it? Codes and permits. Yeah. The more control any country has over its citizens, the more codes and permits you'll see. They can write a code for a code and a permit for a permit. Oh, you're scrolling through lives, there is no title. Oh, I did put one on. Oh well. Eleanor, it doesn't matter. I did have a number plate bolted on the front of my Mustang that said Eleanor. Paid an absolute fortune for the stupid thing, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. Sold it to a dad who was buying it for his daughter for a birthday present. I thought it was really nice. I don't know really why he chose Eleanor. Her name was Tracy, but there we go. I'm joking. British humour. Let's wander. Come on, wife. Let's go down that way. There's no pegs in the ground, is there? Oh, is there? Oh. No. Right. I did trip over something earlier. Maybe that was one of them. Yes, they stake the territory, so you get an idea of what you're buying and where. There used to be cows in here. This is a new style Russian fence. I think it's Soviet era technology. It's got a special cloaking device. So you've got a post there. It's the only reason you know it's here. You've got another post there. And then if you're a good person, you'll pass through it. Look at that. That's clearly broken and faulty, isn't it? Yeah. My partner is Ryson, and we are considering moving. Russian, sorry, I'm guessing that's what you mean. We're considering moving to Russia. Do you have any advice on how to go about it, and if it's worth it? Right, so loads of videos on my channel about all sorts of aspects of Russia, but my first thing I would say to you, and I say this to anybody that really has the idea that they may like to come and move to Russia, if it's, you know, if it's something that they sort of think, oh yeah, where do I start? I'll tell you where you start. You start with climate. What climate do you want to live in? Now, I'm the only person I think that actually says this. Most other people say you should start where the work is, or the job, or you know, a particular region for opportunity. I tell you to start with climate, and the reason I say that is Russia is very, very, very big. There are 11 time zones in this country, and there is every climate you can think of, ranging from -50 to +50. So it is extremely important, little jump, it's extremely important that you find the right climate. It's all very well chasing a job, but if that job is in a climate that you can't live in, it's not a lot of use, is it? So I would advise a bit of research, but decide what climate you want to live in. If you really want to live in a snow climate, then obviously the north of the country is probably for you. If you really want to live in an arid, hot part, then further south. If you want to live in a humid part, maybe Sochi area. It really depends, but it is vital, because that's where you're putting your home, and that's what you're living with. Do you want to spend your entire time indoors with the air conditioning on, or the heating on, depending on where you are? Because it could happen. So start with the climate, decide what you want, then research the regions that fit that climate, because there will be a few, and then within that region you can narrow it down to districts and then towns and cities. For example, our region is Krasnodarsky Krai, and it's 76,000 square kilometres. So England would fit in our region alone. Give you an idea of how big it is. So that's my advice. Don't focus on work, because there is work everywhere here in Russia. No reason for anyone to be unemployed. And the second part of your question, is it worth it? That's an individual choice, and that will be an answer only the individual can make. I can tell you, for me, it absolutely has been. Yeah, it really, really is worth it. The lifestyle that we have, the weather, the food, the cost of living, you know, the opportunities that we have. It's just, I absolutely love living here. I love it, absolutely love it. People are amazing. It just staggers me. Brian, totally unrelated to Anapa, but do you like pine cone jam, the one Russians make? I know what you're talking about. They do like to make stuff out of pine. There's a lot of stuff made out of pine cones, including drink. I've had a couple of drinks that have been okay. I don't fancy pine cone jam. And I've got that Western mentality where we sort of don't like the look of something, so we don't try it. And I've got a bit of that, I'm afraid. Don't think I'll like that, so I won't try it. So no, is the answer, Brian. Hopefully I don't get squashed by this big old lorry. Oh, he's coming for me. Go on, son. Phew. Dust cloud. Oh. Right. Right. Alex Neo. Is it me, or is there a surge in Westerners moving to Russia? Even Assad did. Yeah, I mean, there is. I think. I don't. Is it a surge? I think it's maybe a steady migration. I think there's a lot of frustration in the West with what's happening, not just in the current situation between Russia and Ukraine and the knock-on effect of that, but just the way that Western society is so radically changing, and a lot of people don't want it. A lot of people do not want all of this LGBTQ, you know, the more and more control. People don't want it. They just want to be able to live their lives. So I think that's obviously a big part of it. I think the reason a lot of people haven't moved to Russia is the language barrier and the difficulty of the Russian language as a Westerner, and it is difficult. It's very difficult. Good time to plug. If you're looking to learn Russian, you can click on the link on the front of my channel, The Plastic Russian, or you can join my Telegram group. And my English teacher, that would be a good start. She actually does teach English. She speaks better English than I do. My Russian teacher, here you go. Her name's Oksana. She's lovely. She's a qualified teacher for Russian and English. She's been a translator in her past. She's got many, many years of experience of teaching. She's exceptionally good. And she has an amazing online platform. So, doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can do face-to-face lessons with Oksana at a time, time and place of your choosing to a degree. And it's fully interactive. You can sit on your computer and you'll talk face-to-face, you'll do recordings of what you're saying, how to say it. Obviously, learning the alphabet. If you want to learn the alphabet, the best resources on my channel, the Russian alphabet, or my take on it. I've done a video. It's absolutely amazing. No, it's not. It's me being an idiot, but I'll give you a good laugh. Anyhow, I digress. Yeah, Oksana's platform is fantastic for teaching. Really, really good. Really good. So have a look at that. Like I say, doesn't matter where you are in the world. Reach out to her. And I think, if you're lucky, she might even do the first lesson free. You can get an idea of what's involved. 11 different time zones. Yes, Anastasia. Yeah, you will never understand the size of this country until you come here, to be honest. Even when somebody says, oh, it's the biggest country in the world, which it is, it doesn't really mean a lot to most people. But we've been here 18 months and I'm still walking around my village, seeing bits I haven't seen before. And that's a village. Well, they call it a village. It's more like a city in the UK. Lovely, look at that. Oh, another log-built home. Do like them. Right. Let me catch up. Eleanor, are you hiring and Russian? Sorry, a kind of Russian, but not Russian. It's hard to explain. We are between Slovakia on the Ukraine border and the UK at the moment. Okay. Cool. Also, is learning Russian essential, or is it something you can learn along the way? I would say the latter. No, I would say both. I think definitely the latter. You can learn it along the way, but for your long-term moving here, living here for the rest of your days, yeah, of course, you need to make progress towards learning the language. I'm very fortunate. Obviously, I'm married to a Russian. I don't speak Russian. I'm learning. but it's incredibly difficult, and it's just going to be a slow process for me. But that's mainly because I'm thick. If I wasn't as thick, I'd probably learn it a lot quicker. But yeah, you need to make efforts to learn the language. I've been very lazy with it. I've allowed life to get in the way, and by life I mean doing bugger all. But yeah, like I say, if you've got no idea about the language or the alphabet and you don't really understand what the fuss is about, have a look at my channel. There's a video called The Russian Alphabet, My Take on It. And I go through the alphabet. And I go through the alphabet from a stupid idiot perspective. So if, like me, you're a stupid idiot, it will strike a chord with you. Sailor, hi, long time no see. Hope you're keeping well. Alison Nicole, hi. So, how many languages do you speak? Hang on, let me think. 4 fluently, 5 fluently. So yeah, 5 languages fluently, and then a few sort of bits. So I know it sounds impressive, doesn't it? So English, American, Australian, Scottish, parts thereof, Irish, parts thereof, Canadian, although that's, you know, a little bit dodgy territory at times. So yeah, I speak many languages, all being English or a bastardised version of our American cousins. Queen's English and you ruin it. Dear, dear. King's English now, isn't it? Not like I'm a monarchist. Hi, you're walking on the wrong side of the road. Ah, Sergey. I don't know. I am, you're right. Will the missus say something in Russian, please? Probably not. He's too far behind me. You again forgot you're not in England. Yeah, true. Yeah, well, it's old habits die hard. I've only driven on the wrong side of the road a couple of times. It's been pretty good, really. You're again forgot. Right. Zachary, Christ, that is such a twisted version of English. I'm not even sure I can make anything of that. We go through the alphabet. You sound like a grockle. Wow, 5 languages, impressive indeed. It's not, is it? It's not. We speak Rusin. It's a mix of Russian, Polish, Belarusian, Slovakian, Ukrainian. So we understand Russian, but they don't understand us. Zachary Miller, that's your accent, is it? Well, I was born in Devon, in the UK. So my proper accent is really a bit slower like that. Down where the farms are. Making scrumpy for dinner. But my family's from London. So I'm a mongrel. But thanks for the compliment. Wow, phew. Walked bloody miles again today. If you were back in England, what would you be doing now? Working. Simple answer. That's all I had ahead of me in the UK. I didn't have a life. I just had servitude. Going to work to pay other people's bills and pay government taxes, starting with 50% of my income before I even got it. Yeah. And you know what? When that's all you know, you don't even think about it. How many people in the UK think about the tax they pay out of their wages, out of their salary? Do you look at it every month and go, oh my God, this is disgusting? Or do you just glance at it and go, all right, same as last month, or oh, a bit more this month, it's got 3 more days in it. You know, that's pretty much how you look at it, isn't it? It's just what you're used to. It's normal. Bit of work going on there. So, yeah. It's only when you come out of the UK and look in and you think that you're starting, your higher rate of income tax is 50%. And that's before you get onto everything else. Council tax. Tax on this, tax on that, tax on your beer, tax on your fags, tax on your petrol, tax. So, what life does the average resident of the UK have? Well, the average family in the UK, mum and dad both work. Not because they want to, not because, despite what the media says, oh, the wife wants a career. Crap, it's because they have to. So, yeah, that's what I would be doing. Working till I died, which probably wouldn't have been that long. Which is why I married the woman that saved my life. You all right, honey?
I absolutely love. I feel full.
Yeah, we're trying to hold off falling in love with this house. But we kind of have. And we've not even seen the stupid thing yet. How daft is that? Look at that one. Nestled in the back there, look. Very contemporary, isn't it? Look at that, the roof terraces and... Wow, that's cool. Yeah, we're kind of in love with this property, really. We're going to go and see it soon. Are we seeing it today or tomorrow?
I think
Tomorrow. Yeah. Right. Sailor, can you tell us a Russian joke? Yeah, easy. Western governments are the best governments in the world, and the West is a fantastic place to live. It's the best joke I know. Eleanor, is there plenty of jobs or anybody in Slovakia they aren't too keen on foreigners? Right, so it's a different mentality here when it comes to foreigners. Russians have a be nice to me and I'm nice to you mentality, not a you come from a certain country because our geography is different, you must be a bad person. It's not how they work. They're not wired like that. So they'll treat you how you treat them. As for work, plenty of work. Work in all industries right across the board, from what I understand. Certainly construction. They're building everywhere. So if you've got any hands-on skills, yeah, you'll find work here without a doubt. Especially there's going to be some changes to immigration regarding the stand territory, shall we say, being able to just sort of freely come in and send money back out. I think that's all coming to an end as well. So certainly a tightening of the borders, but if you've got skills and or money, you can find a home in Russia, you can find jobs in Russia, no problem. Language, obviously, is going to limit you if you can't speak any Russian. That is really going to limit your options. But then you can consider language schools and international companies, hotel industry for a start, all of these other things where being able to speak English they consider to be a good thing. Ruminate. Comment on our realm being demonstrably flat and motionless. What are Russians taught in schools? I don't go to Russian schools, so I don't know. But they are taught regional history, so history of the region that their school is in, as well as the history of the country. History is a big thing. It's quite a big thing in Russia, in the schools. Obviously they're taught maths, English, believe it or not, is on the curriculum. Yeah, chemistry, biology, everything else really that you get in the West, I guess. But certainly history does play a big part in the teaching. It's very important that people remember their history, not try and erase it or change it. I saw online the Russian government are also giving grants to start farms. Is this true? I don't know. You could well be true. Could be accurate. I'm going to unplug the mic and plug something else in, so bear with. Right, hopefully you're still with me. Let me know if I've gone. Of course you won't be able to. There we go. Plug the phone in before it dies. Yeah, I don't know about farms, to be honest. But I'm sure there are options for all sorts of things. Ginachi Bispo? I've butchered that, haven't I? Sorry. Hello, my friend from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Hi, Brazil calling. Lit War, greetings from Sochi, mate. Hi. My southern cousin. I do like Sochi, just not in summer. It's too damned hot. For sale. One derelict piece of land and property. William Barr. Russian grants for start-up farmers. Catherine the Great gave land to German Mennonite farmers. She wanted them to come and show the serfs how to farm. They thrived until Stalin murdered. Okay. Yeah, one person's take on history. Okay. Anastasia, greetings from America, by the way. Blimey, whereabouts in America? My across the pond cousin. Whereabouts? Where are you? So, just to recap, we are just outside a town called Anapa. If you stick Anapa in Google Maps, spelt A-N-A-P-A, you will see on the coast of the Black Sea, about 60 miles from Crimea. And just decided to go out for a little walk around our local village, which I keep saying village, and it's more like a town, because it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. And just shown a few developments, a few new build houses, and some areas that are going to be built on fairly soon. Just to give you an idea that Russia isn't all snow, bears, gangsters, vodka, horse and car. I know some of you have been waiting for that. There it is. So yeah, more to Russia than the West would have you believe. Scouse says hello, buddy, take care. Jake Jenkins. Cool. Hi, Scouse. Oregon. Yeah. Oregon. Where's Oregon? Irving, nice to see you. Good day, Chris. Nice to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Hope that knee of yours is playing ball. We're just having a little wander, or we've had a wander around another development, as you can see. Eleanor, how is the war affecting Russian? BBC, it says things like Russians are so poor they don't know what washing machines are. Yeah, well, if you have a look on my channel, I actually recently went to a Russian military drone manufacturing facility. Yeah, have a look there, see what you think. Obviously, a lot of the components are made in places like that. So you have a look at that. But yeah, it's rubbish. It's just rubbish, honestly. Absolute rubbish. Does this look poor? This is, bear in mind, this is a building site. So before anybody says, oh, there's this and there's that, yeah, it's a building site. All these houses, some of them are built, some of them are lived in, some of them are being built. That one's for sale, etc. This will all be developed and landscaped, same as it has been the other side with the trees, etc. So, yeah, does it look like a poor area? And this is just a tiny little village. So, no. West Coast. Ah, okay. I ain't keeping it real. That's because they take them apart for rockets even before they hit the market. Well, that's almost true, Sailor, but like I say, have a look at my video. If you haven't watched it, I'm the only person, the only Westerner that's visited that. Delco, Pennsylvania. Wow. Scott. Pennsylvania says hello. Hi, Scott. Can't believe how nice and homely it looks. Jake Jenkins. What can I say? Literally living my best life. It's lovely here. Just, like I say, guys, you know, what you're seeing at the moment is a building site. Bear that in mind. But, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah. Lovely. William, one person, my foot, 25 million dead. A few escaping Mexico, staff pack. Days to go to another area known as. Okay. Whatever. Anastasia, are there wind turbines over there? It's a good question. Do I remember seeing any? Can't say I. Yeah, I can't say that I remember seeing them. I'm sure they're here, but energy's so cheap. You know, it's a bit like solar panels. Can you see any? You can get them. Nobody bothers with them down here. Not in the south. And to be honest, if you're going to have solar panels, it would be in the south, wouldn't it? Because this is where all the sunshine is. But energy's so cheap. You know, our electricity bill last month was about 3,000 rubles, I think. Which is about £26 for the month. Bearing in mind we've got a swimming pool, an electric sauna, which is 12 kilowatt on its own. And our gas bill was, I think, 70 or 80 pence. Sailor, that was sarcasm. I'm very good at it as well. In fact, it's pretty much a daily thing. Eleanor, as I see it, it is quite convenient when your potential opponent underestimates your financial other capabilities. So it's better for us for you to think that we are poor. Yeah, they've massively underestimated Russia's capability and the capability of Russians. I will. I can't wait for the partner. Thank you. That's great. There's lots of videos on there. Really eclectic range. I don't just have a theme and stick to it. You know, you won't see, hi, I'm an Englishman living in, and here is a bowl of soup. You ain't going to see that. You'll see all sorts of weird and wonderfuls on my channel. Thumbs up from Scott. Jake, keep it real, mate. I'll catch you soon. Just added you to my face. Thank you, Jake. You're a gentleman. Thank you very much. And a lit war. I argued this with my English family. My in-laws grew up in the Slovak communities. Have 10-bed property in Homestead. The quality of life is way better, but family, English people refuse to believe. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. England is an island and it's completely controlled. Everybody in England is just brainwashed. I'm sorry. You know, it's just a very, very controlled, whatever the government wants the narrative to be. And that's just a fact. Some people ain't going to like that, but it's true. Irving, thank you. Healing is a slow process. Yeah, amen, brother. Every day is a little better. See the doctor today for the first time after the op. Oh, cool. Okay, good. Derek, lovely to see you, mate. Chris, don't forget black caviar snacks and Crimea wine for quick snack it. I'm going to be getting you some of that. You need to tell me what you like. I haven't ever tried caviar, Derek. I know. It's everywhere, as you know, here in Russia. It's in every shop. You know, even just your basic supermarkets have caviar for sale. So, yeah. But I've never tried it. I just don't like the idea of it. Sergey, it's a lot. Are you mining for bitcoins? No, Sergey. I've got a swimming pool that runs all the time. We've got an electric sauna, as I said. We've got lots of air conditioning units, which I have admittedly turned off. I'm not using them at the moment. Eagles Livets. Whatever. What are you doing in this? Well, it's a building site, mate. So, what do you think I'm doing? I'm showing people a building site. I'm showing people new development, new houses, etc., etc. Does that answer your question? If you've got another stupid question like that, just make it your last one. Sailor, piss off. I bought Marmite in a local store and tried it for the first time, thanks to you, Chris. Yeah, cheers, Sailor, thanks. I've run out of Marmite. Bone of contention. I didn't like the idea of caviar, but after trying it, I see why it's so popular there. Really? Really? Oh. Joe 90, making money. Love it. What a beautiful day. Where should we go? I think we need to go somewhere now. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining me. Like I say, this was just to show you a couple of developments on the edge of our village. Some new houses and some new areas. And everything today has been kind of new to me as well. We haven't seen any of this before. Didn't know it was here. But lots to come on the channel. We've got some evening stuff, some Christmas lights to go and film down in Anapa. We've got Krasnodar this week. I should be doing some videos from there. Definitely going to Galitsky Park because I'm sure that will have its Christmas decorations up and that will look amazing. So I'm going to try and talk the wife into maybe staying over one night so that we can really enjoy it. We'll see. Yeah, and we've got the house hunt. Maybe I'll video the houses that we go and look at. Don't know, lots to come anyway. But in the meantime, join my Telegram channel. Ask me anything you want. Ask anybody else anything you want on there, to be honest. The Plastic Russian on Telegram. 2 channels. One's the channel and one is the chat. Plastic Russian channel, Plastic Russian chat. Join the chat. Ask away. Some really good people on there. And if you're looking to learn Russian, click on the link on the front of my YouTube page or in Telegram. Look for Oksana. She's a Russian lady that speaks beautiful English, far more eloquently than I do. And yeah, she teaches English to Russians and she teaches Russian to English on a lovely online platform, face to face, in real time. And yeah, really, really, really good. So take a look at that if you fancy learning Russian. Eleanor, thank you for talking to me. Furby, TTFN. Yeah, thanks Furby. It's always nice to see you in. Eleanor, my pleasure. Sergey, thanks, have a good one. Thank you. Anastasia, thanks for the chat. Take care. Thank you. Mike, thanks again, Chris. Have a blessed day. XRP to the moon. Yeah, brother. Joe, XRP. Lit War, cheers, mate. Thanks, guys. Glad I caught up with the chat, not leaving anybody hanging. And yeah, it's that time when I say I'll see you in the next one.